Well, it's Christmas time, and despite the way things may seem, I actually kind of hate Christmas. And not the whole Grinchy, like, oh, I hate that everybody's having this joy stuff. People celebrate it, and that's fine. I don't really care about that. And I still participate. Like, I'll buy gifts for people, and they'll give them back to me. I don't like the whole gift thing, though, because I never know what to get someone. They never know what to get me. But I just don't like the whole idea of Christmas as a whole. It's just a weird idea to me. And here's what I mean. It's so full of false pretenses. We say that it's about giving and sharing and enjoying life for what it is, but it's actually the opposite. Culture tells you to do the opposite. It's not about what you give, it's about what you get. And that's the purpose of the holiday. It's basically an economic stimulus. Like, this is the time of year where everybody goes out and buys stuff. It's good for the economy. It's good for work. It's good to secure people's jobs. But it also enforces materialism. Like, you want new stuff. And that's what Christmas always is. It's like, what new stuff do I need? I'm a very unmaterialistic person. Like, I don't need a lot of stuff. And people are like, what am I going to get you for Christmas? And I'm like, I don't know. I really don't know. Plus, I know that some of these people don't have a lot of money, so I don't want them to spend that money on me. And I don't want to spend money because I don't have a ton myself. But that's just sort of the social expectation. You're supposed to go out and buy stuff. And I know everybody's going to say, like, you don't have to. You can just celebrate in other ways. But you kind of do, don't you? And the funny thing is, like, if you talk about the whole idea of charity and coming together as humanity, like, if you tell someone that you should try supporting a charity, like, maybe you should donate money to some of your favorite charities, and maybe you could volunteer at your soup kitchen, or donate food to a local food pantry, or something like that. Nobody's really going to do that. People really aren't interested in do that. It's about what you can get. And I have no problem with people having a time like, yay, give me stuff. It's just the false pretense that really upsets me. I hate when people have to lie and be indirect about what they want. Like, very few people who celebrate Christmas do it because it's about family coming together. It's because it just gives them the warm fuzzies. It's because you get more stuff. And I know there's probably going to be a lot of people who say that they identify as Christian, and it's a very holy time for them. And I know that. I don't consider myself Christian, but people can have their religious beliefs. But my question is, why does the Christmas holiday have anything to do with your religion? And I know that Christmas Day is an important day in the Christian religion, but not in the way that we have it in society, where you buy stuff and do all this stuff. Now, I don't know too much about all the different Christian religions. I know some stuff about Catholicism. I know with them, they have several holy days of obligation. Some of them are like the Holy Assumption, the Immaculate Conception, Ash Wednesday, sorry. And there's just a number of these days that are important. You're supposed to treat them as holy. You're supposed to go to church that day. You're supposed to pray and reflect on your life. And Christmas just happens to be one of them. Like, there's nothing inherently special about Christmas. I mean, really think about it. It was the day that Jesus was born. I mean, you were born, I was born. There's not really much special about that. But there are others, like one of them, I think, is when Jesus was assumed into heaven to sit at the right hand of the Father and take his place as the Son of God. That's a pretty big deal. Why don't you celebrate that as the big deal? Why isn't Easter the biggest day? Why isn't the day that Jesus fulfilled the prophecy and saved all humanity from sin? Why isn't that the big deal? But nobody really seems to care about Easter. Yeah, it's a holiday, but it's sort of like Mother's Day or Harbor Day or Earth Day. It's like one of those holidays like, yeah, it's cool. We can eat eggs and have chocolate, but nobody really gives a shit. They just don't. So why do people care so much about Christmas? It's just a special seasonal holiday. That's really all it is, because the really early Christians didn't celebrate Christmas, at least not to the degree that it's done now. What happened was Europe used to be very pagan, and after a while they're trying to get them out of the whole pagan scene into the Christian scene. But they had this huge festival, the winter solstice, and they didn't want to step away from that. So like, oh, well, we've got Christmas, and you can celebrate Christmas, and it'll be a great celebration. It's just, people like to celebrate things. They like to have this whole commercial deal. They like to have an opportunity where they get free stuff, and they can feel all happy and forget their worries for a minute. And I understand that. I just hate that there's so many false pretenses about it, like it's personal spiritual thing for me, or it's because I love giving to other people, or I love being around the family. For a few people that might be true, but for the majority of people, you just want stuff. And I hate it that people have to lie about that, and I hate that we have a day where it's your job to get as much stuff as you can. It just makes me feel like this whole hive mentality, like you're told to want stuff now, so you want stuff now. And it just makes me feel uncomfortable, that's all I'm saying. And you can disagree, that's just, that's my opinion. So, yeah, that's Christmas to me.